Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. This time I'm making a tier list because no good YouTube channel is done without a tier list. This tier list will be on all the challenges the ICS has ever completed. Some of the pictures down here got messed up for the Formicarium challenges, but I'm not going to go and fix it. The reason I'm doing this video and not tier 2 death list is because Rising Tide is really hard, so that should be the next video out. Stay tuned for that one. The rank should go like this. F is an absolute joke, and really not that hard. D is pretty easy and not that difficult to accomplish. C is very average. Not too bad, but barely a challenge anyways. B is a decent challenge, something that I might do in my free time for fun. A is a formidable challenge, something that took me many attempts to get right. And S is exclusive for some of the most incredible challenges that the ICS has ever completed. Without further ado, let's begin with the 30 we have right here. First off, we have the whole campaign on Insane Challenge. This is going right in D tier. The whole campaign normally on Insane Challenge is not very difficult. With no self-imposed rules applied, there really isn't much challenge to overcome. These levels have tried and true strategies that are foolproof and will never really be broken. There isn't much else to say about this. It's not that hard. Next up, we have Subjugation Deathless. Subjugation Deathless was a crazy hard level, and it took many attempts to get right, with Dave and going over the spider webs to lure them out, and then letting the soldiers kill it. You have to nail this trick 5 times in order to win the level. I did it 6 times in my attempt because I was stupid, and Incandescent ended up making a better path that you only need 5 to kill 5 spiders for. Nonetheless, I still did do this. It's not quite S tier, but it is a very difficult challenge, right in A tier. Next here is this, which I can only assume is Formicarium Challenge 1 Deathless, I think. This is pretty messed up. Formicarium Challenge 1 Deathless is a complete joke. You get Meat Wall and Self-Preservation, and a bunch of level 3 Black Ants, just shove them at the entrance, and you can't really lose. This is an F tier. It's super easy, there's nothing that can go wrong here. Coming up next is New Home Deathless. New Home Deathless. Oh boy. This is going to be the most difficult Deathless level aside from Cold Blood. New Home is ridiculous. It is absolutely crazy. Cold Blood, anyone who has ever played this game will know why Cold Blood is probably impossible Deathless, but you know, I'll get there when I get there. But this level is just second to that. It's not a super long level, which made it so I could actually complete it in time to upload the video, because restarting doesn't take forever. But this is still a crazy level. You have to Dave perfectly, control your army perfectly. It's a lot. This is the first S tier. New Home Deathless is crazy. Coming up next, we have New Home Insane with Workers Only. This was the first level that I did with Workers Only hard mode, and it was really difficult. But after I discovered Dave, it really was a matter of just getting a good Dave down, and then hoping for the best. This one I'd say is high B tier. I don't know if it's quite the level of Subjugation Deathless. I think this is B. It could be A, but I'm gonna go with B. It's not much more than just saving food, daving correctly, and hoping for the best against the huge groups of beetles. Next, we have Insane No Tiles Connected on New Home. No Tiles Connected was generally a very easy challenge. This is going right with D. No Tiles Connected didn't really push me that much. There wasn't much to talk about. I just kind of made my nest normally. Level 1s are better for New Home anyway. Next we have Insane Workers Only on Subjugation. This level was such a joke. The cheese that I found out that you can use for Subjugation, where you just don't kill any spiders, no attacks will come, and you can just win. And then it ended up being so much funnier that when I won the level, the one Slave Maker ended up counting as an attack wave, and I got the super hard achievement that I hadn't gotten. This could be F, but is it as easy as this? I don't know if it's as easy as FC1 Deathless, because this tier's like someone who's not in the ICS could do it without much trouble at all. I think this is low B tier, so low down here, low B tier. It's really easy. It wasn't that much at all. Next we have Insane No Tiles Connected for Subjugation. This one was slightly more difficult than New Home, but really not that much. I kind of just built long columns of tiles and didn't do much other than that. It's kind of just made for a messy nest because there's not a lot of space in Subjugation. This is low C tier. Nothing much else to talk about there. That's about all. Next we have Insane No Tiles Connected for Rising Tide. This was so easy. It was probably harder than that, but this was so easy. Insane No Tiles Connected for Rising Tide ended up turning the spider wave into an absolute joke because each individual brood tile, which was every tile, ended up distracting the spiders. Spiders would run left and right, getting just completely distracted. There was nothing they could do. It was a joke. I had so many ants, so many guarding the queen, so much food. Once you survive, like, the harsh attacks, you can just store so much food in the night, it's kind of hard to lose. Rising Tide used to be one of the hardest levels for me, but I've come a long way since then. It's just, it's not that bad at all. Pretty easy all in all. Next we have Hard Workers Only for Rising Tide. Wow, Hard Workers Only was crazy. I'd say this is next to Deathless Subjugation. This level was so stupid. Fighting giant crab waves and huge spider waves with just workers when you don't have any of that damage output that comes with Rising Tide. It's crazy. It is one of the most nuts things ever. It took me so many attempts and this level so long. I hated trying this. And the first time I did it, I didn't even record it. I just did it for a challenge for something unrelated to the video. And then I wanted to post it for Workers Only Hard Mode. So I had to re-record it and it sucked. First time I actually did this level, I didn't use scattered brood tiles around to distract spiders. I just did it normally. I don't know how. I couldn't do it again, but maybe I just got lucky. I don't know. Anyway, this is very hard. Not harder than Deathless, but almost. It's very difficult. Next, we have Insane Workerless for Rising Tide. So this requires a little bit of explanation. Insane Workerless is something I haven't done. I haven't posted a video on this, but some of the ICS completed this without building a single worker. They didn't build any. In fact, one of the senior ICS, did it with just building rapid fire. So they had the 7 nest workers and that was it. Which made respawn super slow. Nest jobs are super slow. The early game is super slow. I don't know much about this challenge, but I do know enough to say this is probably really hard. I don't think it's quite this hard. It's gonna be like here, low B tier. I don't know if it's that much harder than doing level normally, though. But that's where to lie. Rising Tide, Insane Workerless. Pretty cool challenge. Alright, now we get to Queen of the Hill. We start with Insane No Tiles Connected. No Tiles Connected was super cool. It was super, super cool for Queen of the Hill. I tried it with Rapid Fire, and I was super impressed. That just reinforced my opinion that Rapid Fire are always better than Mortar. I think Rapid Fire just are better in every scenario, even Queen of the Hill. Because they're viable. You can use them on Queen of the Hill and still win. Because they're that good. If you have enough melee to tank, they're that good. They can win. And they're much better at killing ladybugs, because Mortar don't do that. Mortar just can't kill ladybugs, because they miss, and they're terrible. Insane No Tiles Connected wasn't that hard, though. But it wasn't too easy, either. It was definitely easier than Subjugation. So it'll sit here. It wasn't too hard, it was just a lot of fun, though. Super, super cool. Loved this level. Now we have Deathless Queen of the Hill. I haven't actually posted on this video yet. This is coming up in the next video. I did this first because it's so easy. That's all I'm going to say. Deathless Queen of the Hill is really, really easy. There's not much to say about it. Yeah, Deathless Queen of the Hill is easy. I'm not going to spoil much about it. You'll wait for the video for that. Now we have Hard Workers Only for Queen of the Hill. I am more proud of this level right here, than any other level I've ever done. It wasn't my idea originally. I think it may have been Killer Death who came up with the idea. But the idea to use Devil's Kotor's Beetles in the nest as a weapon against the enemy attack waves was absolutely genius. By far my favorite way to play the level. Not only that, but the way I had the brood tiles designed, the way the nest was so perfectly made. And how hard this level is. The step up from medium to hard. Medium, where the final wave is like, I don't know, it's like 20 ants combined, or like 40 or so ants combined from both attacks. That's the final wave. On hard, it's upwards of 150. You can't kill that with Workers Only. You just can't. So using Devil's Kotor's Beetles to stun lock them with spray was just so cool and so hard. there was no better feeling than when I completed this level on hard with workers only. And I got to post it. And I feel like I commentated it really well, and I'm kind of proud of that. But this is an S tier. It's not harder than New Home Deathless, but this is an S tier. This was super, super, super hard to complete. And I am super, super proud of it. Okay, next we have Insane No Tiles Connected The Harvest. This was super easy. I first tried this level. No Tiles Connected wasn't super hard. This just goes here. If I can put it in between there. Yeah, it's slightly harder than New Home, I guess, but really nothing too special. Because I at that point of the challenge, I had figured out how to make good nest designs so that refuse tiles didn't get in the way. And it was actually one of the best harvest runs I've ever had. I could kind of just steamroll through the entire jungle. I killed everything, including the enemy colony. Well, I didn't kill them, but I just steamrolled through their harvesting grounds and took all their food. Easy win, easy level, not too bad. Now we have Insane Challenge Mode, Workers Only, The Harvest. Insane Challenge, Workers Only for the Harvest is a super, super cool level. It just really is. Insane Challenge is super, super cool. However, this level sucked. You know how many times I tried this, how much hours? I poured like almost 20 hours, I want to say, into this. Because there was so much RNG in play, but in the end, it was just my fault. I didn't have enough nest workers. I only realized this until I'd done like 20 hours of attempts. But a lot of these runs also were ended early due to mantis spawning in the wrong place, crickets just ruining my day, or grove beetle attacks. Insane Challenge is not an easy level, but I find the Harvest to be one of the easiest levels. I'm also really good at it. I spent a long time practicing it. I basically can always win first try. Not with workers only, just when playing it normally, but Insane Challenge is not easy at all. This was not an easy level. This is gonna go... It wasn't that hard, though. It didn't actually... It was just kind of me being stupid. This is gonna go high B tier. This was a hard level, but it wasn't that hard. That's the Harvest. Okay, now we have Frontline. Insane... This is Insane No Tiles Connected, by the way. Sorry, it's a little cut off, some of these. Insane No Tiles Connected for Frontline was, again, super easy. This level was super start, which caused me to be, like, a day behind the speedrun, because I am pretty good at the insane speedrun for this level. But all in all, Frontline, aside from, like, New Home, Frontline's the easiest level, in my opinion, in the campaign. Frontline is so easy. It just is. There's nothing bad about it. You just make majors and you click on the enemy. There's, like, what else is there, really? What else is there? Insane No Tiles Connected Frontline is super easy. It's the easiest level in the campaign. So, this is gonna go just right here. Yeah, that's all I really, that's where I really just put it. Next, we have Medium Workers Only for Frontline. This level was initially claimed impossible by my first video. That was super bad back then, and even with just basic strategies now, I can win it pretty easily first try. It's not super bad, but it was claimed impossible a while ago. Even by Solstitium, he claimed it impossible as well. Because this isn't easy. This is not an easy level. But it's not that bad either. I'd say it's IC tier. It's not too bad, but... yeah, this is it. You know, it's not too bad. Next we have Medium Day 1. For Frontline. This is also something I haven't put on my channel, but it's something Solstitium did. Solstitium, one of his best accomplishments ever, was completing Frontline on Medium for on the very first day. And I haven't actually tried this, but I know how hard it was. I know how hard this was to do. This is easily low A tier. This is a super hard challenge and one of the best speedruns ever. I believe the time is something like 7 minutes. That's just baffling. On Medium, that's baffling. 6.5 minutes is... 6.5 minutes is super, super fast. This is crazy. Alright, moving on to Cold Blood. We have Insane No Tiles Connected. This was another easy level. Super easy. Probably here. It was a little harder than these, but just because of how many ants you had and how messy the nest was. But all in all, I find Cold Blood to be super easy anyway. So it wasn't bad. Any notes about it? No, not really. It was actually, I had a pretty good time on the level 2. I played it really well. Yeah, not too bad. Medium Workers Only. Oh, good lord, this level. Super, super hard. medium workers only. And Incandescent claims that this level is impossible on hard workers only, and I don't believe him. I don't think it'll ever happen. He's proved me wrong in the past, though. We'll get on that in a moment. Medium is crazy. You can't, well, you can. One of the ICS proved that you can, but it's almost impossible to kill the big-headed ants, but you can, but it's really hard. And the little black ant queen, it's crazy. She has a lot of guards, and you have to like lure their whole army out in order to just rush in and assassinate her. It's stupid. The reason I think this level is impossible on hard with workers only is because then on hard, both of the enemy colonies gain an AI pattern where they keep guards by the queen. So you can't really go in and assassinate her. It just doesn't work. And for a lot of other reasons, including the amphibian wave being crazy, the bullfrog being stronger. It's just a lot. But medium was super hard anyway, because I tried this right after the release of Tier 4. I still wasn't too good at Cold Blood, but I was pretty good because I had done alpha testing for it. And because I did alpha testing for it, I had some experience. But this still took me a long time to do. But it was the first Tier 4 level done workers only, and I was super proud. Because killing a bullfrog with only workers is such a meme. This is gonna go tier. I don't know where in B tier though. Is this harder than Insane workers only? I'd say it's a little harder than that. That's where that's gonna go. Next we have Insane for no tiles connected on Bridge Too Far. This was actually really difficult because the level was almost impossible. I almost ran out of space in the nest and I almost didn't win. There were also some really scary moments when playing it, but I'm super good at Bridge Too Far because I still hold the world record. Thank the Lord. And it went from being like 41 minutes when I was alpha testing to 30 now. We have sub 31. That's the time I hold. It's 30:56. It's crazy. This is in the spirit. This is no tiles connected. This level wasn't too hard because it's no tiles connected, but it was something at least. It was decently hard, I guess. So, it's probably gonna go low B tier. Not too bad, but definitely the highest no tiles connected level. It was super hard. Now we have hard workers only. Or Bridge Too Far. Oh boy. So, in my hard mode workers only part 2 video, I explained that I thought this level was impossible on hard workers only. I was proved wrong. I don't know how many people actually know this because this video doesn't have that many views. But Incandescent or Poisonous Potato, he did this level on hard with workers only. And I doubted him the entire way. I didn't think he'd do it. But he proved me wrong. It's very, very hard. Super hard. I don't know how hard, but because I proved it or claimed it possible, it's gonna go here, right below Subjugation Deathless. Very, very incredible that he managed to do that. I don't think he'll do it with Cold Blood, but I'd be quite jolly if he proved me wrong. Next we have, this is the Formicarium Challenge 1 with no tiles connected, which was actually really hard because you only have black ants and you couldn't upgrade them. It wasn't as bad as some of these things. Probably right here. That seems good. It wasn't too bad, but it was definitely up there for the no tiles connected. It was pretty hard. Yeah, I ended up having to farm for Royal Decree to win this. Crazy stuff. Next we have, I think this is Formicarium Challenge 4 Deathless. Again, I'm sorry, these got cut off. Formicarium Challenge 4, not Deathless, what am I talking about? No tiles connected. This was a hard level. Oh boy, this was hard. I was the first one to do it, so I had to figure it out myself. Now that the strategy is actually done, and people know how to do it, it's not that hard, but since I was the first one to do it, it's low A tier. This was a super hard challenge. It took me a long time to do. I was about to give it and go to hard, but then I figured out fire ants were the way. Sorry, just hit my mic. Figured out fire ants were the way. They massively increase your damage, even though they're only level 2. There's not double them. They're just good. Use fire ants. They're good. They're good. They're good. Okay, now we have Formicarium Challenge 3 workers only. This made the list. Formicarium Challenge 3 workers only. Because, not because I did it, but because a new user in the ICS, her name is Bovine Terror. She was the first one to complete this. Months before I did. Months before anyone else did. She was the first one ever to do this. And that's where I got my strategy from her. And back then, this was one of the coolest things ever. Like, she completely shattered it. Like, this was so cool, what she did. It's gonna go high B tier. Because The base strategy, actually, okay, I don't know, maybe it should actually be higher. I think it's gonna go low 8 here, actually. Because the base strategy was super hard to figure out for her. Now that the strategy's been figured out, it's really easy. But still, it's incredible, so I'm gonna move this over here. It's incredible what she managed to do, and then what I managed to copy. I don't want to take too much credit for that. Next up, we have the Festive Spider, actually, with no Devour. One of our ICS members, her name is Ultimate Fluff. She recently completed Hungry Spider without the use of Devour. Harder than you might think. It's actually really difficult. There's a lot of creatures that you want to be eating for. And without Devour, she couldn't create tons of towers either, so, you know, it was hard for her to heal. 3 Wise Men, they're very, very, very hard because you have 3 Ubers on you. Especially the Jumping Spider that can jump. Crazy stuff. Put this, I'll put this, I don't know, probably above this. Right here, yeah, like that. Next we have Hungry Spider with no towers. Not actually that bad. It's a thing that Incandescent tried to do, and we all thought it was stupid, and then he did it. And I did it, just because Hungry Spider just came out. Actually pretty fun, if I'm not gonna lie. You should try it, if you haven't tried doing this level without making towers. You know, let's go about here. Pretty good. That seems about right. It's pretty hard, but not too bad. Now we have Medium Deathless for Hibernation. I don't actually know how hard this is. I haven't tried this. I haven't watched the video. But our senior ICS, the best senior ICS in my opinion, Killer Death. He completed this. No idea how hard this is. I don't even know why this is on the list, but it's here. So if I had to guess, I think he would have hid or gotten melee or workers or whatever he needed. Collected vegetation, lots of vegetation, or just enough to win because you don't need that much of medium, and then just hid in his nest and waited. This probably wasn't too bad, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. This could have been pretty hard. I'll put this like, yeah, right above that. Okay, now we have Insane Workers Only for Hibernation. This level right now is F tier in difficulty. It's not hard. It won't let me put it back. Okay, because I'll just sit there for a moment. This level is F tier in difficulty. This is actually the way you should play Hibernation, with Workers Only. It's the easiest way. But back when this level first came out, it was one of the hardest things. The objective might have been harder back then, but I'm not sure if I completed it before then. This level is, it was crazy. It's not anymore, but the reason this is gonna go in S tier. Insane Workers Only for Hibernation was unheard of. It was easily impossible back then, before the ICS. Right after I just made my Workers Only video. Maybe before even. Back then this level was seen as impossible, before the ICS, before I'd made my Workers Only video. Now, it's super easy. But back then, when I had completed it, I felt on top of the world. It was this and the Frontline speedrun with which the ICS was created upon. This level right here. And now that I've made the strategy, it's not hard. But it once was. And simply that nostalgic factor, that first completion, this being the first one out of all of these, is enough to earn it S tier. This level truly captured my heart. And I love Hibernation anyway. It was a really good challenge. And yeah, that wraps up the tier list. Thank you for watching. This is a bit of a filler video. I'll try and get Rising Tide done as soon as I can, but I hope I can get it done before Christmas. That's a hard level. And if you played Empires of the Undergrowth, you know why. Even on easy, spiders can one-shot most of your ants. And that's not easy to do without losing any ants. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and make sure to share my videos. Watch the other ones. I've made Workers Only, made a Deathless video, some No Tiles Connected. Some pretty cool stuff. Anyway, I'll see you around. Peace.